Hello students, welcome to Daily English Homework, and in this video we are going to talk about over 100 uses of on. In a previous video I did in, so please check that out. In this video it is on. We're going to look at prepositions, collocations, adverbs, idioms, phrasal verbs, and I will give a link below this video of this presentation if you want to study in your own time. There is a lot of ways to use on in English. It can be challenging to know them all. By the end of this video, you will not master them all. That takes practice, but you will have a good idea of when and where to use on. Let's go. All right. This is probably the most common way to use on as a preposition. So a position covering, touching a surface. So let's take a look at our sentences. There is a picture on the wall. So there's the wall, the picture is on. It is touching that flat surface. There's a mark on your skirt. So any sort of clothing, something can be on your clothing. Put it down on the table. So we have the table and it's on the table. And there is snow on the ground. So this is the most common way to use on as a preposition. And I think most of you are familiar with this. Here's another way. Supported by somebody or something. She was standing on one foot. So she was standing and she was supported by just one foot. Try lying on your back. So lie on your back. Be supported just by your back. And hang your coat on that hook. So the hook will support your coat. Now notice I have throughout the lesson here, on is always this purple, but I will have these blue words to show there's a strong connection between that word and on, especially when I go into more about collocations. Please notice the word I'm using with on. All right, used to show a means of transport or travel. Very common way to use on. He was on the plane from New York. So we would not say he was in the plane from New York. We would say he's on the plane from New York, coming from New York. He's on the plane. And you can be on the bus. We don't say in the bus. So I travel on the bus. I love traveling on trains. We went to France on the ferry. I came on my bike. I saw a woman on horseback, and it'd be quicker to get there on foot. So all the ways to travel, we're going to use on. Notice horseback is blue because if we say traveling, we always say on horseback. Traveling by horse. We express that as on horseback. And on foot, you can say I got there by walking. But better English is to use on foot. So again, if you're using on foot here, that's better English. Using musical instruments. She played a tune on her guitar. Chris is on drums and Mike's on guitar. So I'm talking about my new band. I'm the singer. Chris is on drums. Mike's on guitar. So that means they're using that instrument. She practiced on the piano all day. Okay, so using musical instruments, we're going to use on. And here we go. Very important and confusing to a lot of students. This is a long video, so I have to make sure I'm comfortable. Used to show a day or date. He came on Sunday. So if you only have a day of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you only have the day of the week, you must use on. So he came on Sunday. We met on Tuesday. Now, here is a date. This is a day. This is a date. A date is month and the number. So May the 1st. So let's meet on May the 1st. Let's meet on the 1st of May. So if you have a specific month and date, use on. Let's meet on the evening of May the 1st. Very specific date, use on. We meet on occasion, so this means sometimes. We meet on occasion, we meet sometimes. This is not really a day or a date, but it's referring to time. I will see you on your birthday. Okay, your birthday could be a specific date. And let's meet on the weekend. In UK English, they will use at the weekend, but in American English, we use on the weekend. So day, date, we're going to use on. Used to describe travel. I was on a business trip, but not now. I was on a business trip. She was on a holiday for 2 weeks. Now, you see this excuse me, that could be there or it could not be there. Both ways, you can see both ways, you can hear both ways. So she was on holiday for 2 weeks. She was on a holiday for 2 weeks. Both are okay. I need to go on vacation. I need to go on a vacation. Whoa. We need to make that purple. There we go. I like to read books on trips. So again, we're always going to say on trips. I often get carsick when I'm on a long journey. I like to go on a long journey. I'll be away on a training course next week. Okay, so I will be away. What am I doing when I'm going away? I'm on a training course next week. That is the activity I'm going to do. So to describe travel and why we're traveling, we use on. Again, going back to preposition, used to show a location. You're at some place, you're near some place, you're next to some place. We use on. So I live in a town on the coast. So this would kind of mean near the coast or beside the sea. My house is on the Nile River. Now, the Nile River in Egypt is a big river. Is your house on the actual river? No. This would mean it's near the river. It can be confusing. We lived on a farm. That was our location. Our house was on Main Street, on the street. Again, directly on the street? No. The street is there and you are next to it. Strasbourg is on the border of France and Germany. On the border, next to the border. You see the building on the left? You see the building on the right? Check. Okay, and here is a location in a book. Check the diagram on page 5. Okay. Several young men on our block, on our neighborhood block, joined the military after they graduated high school. And there's nothing better than reading a book on the beach. On the beach. All right, these are many ways to use on. Related to money, and this list is big. Money is important, right? So money is so important. This is probably the most important part of this video because everyone, they like to talk about money. And if you're working at a company, you really need to know how to talk about money. My grandpa lives on. Okay, he lives on. That's how he supports himself. A pension. He gets money every month. My son lives on a student grant. So maybe the university is giving money to the student. That's how he supports himself. That's how he lives. She lives on a low wage. Her wage is low, but she lives on it. She supports herself on that wage. You can't feed a family on $100 a week. So again, you cannot support yourself with just $100 a week. Drinks are on me. Very common idiom. Drinks are on me. That means I will pay. If anything is on me, it's on me. I pay. Dinner is on me. I will pay because I'm such a nice guy. Although I'll never invite you to dinner. He spent $180 on a hat. So you spend on something. I've wasted a lot of money. What did you waste your money on? On this car. So I wasted a lot of money on this car. We made a big profit on that deal. How much interest are you paying on the loan? Okay, very important if you have a loan. How much are you paying on the loan? I only have $70 a week to live on, again, to support myself at the moment. And how much money does the average family spend on groceries per month? How much do you spend on something? So again, I put this blue to show there's a very strong connection between live on and spend on. I live on this amount. I spend on groceries. I spend a lot on groceries. Be in possession of something. You have something. Have you got any money on you? So again, do you have it in your possession? Have you got any money on you? Have you got any money on you? Do you have a knife on you? Do you have a spare pen on you? I don't have my driver's license on me. Okay, it's not, I don't have it right now. It's not in my possession. So very common to show possession if you use it this way. Eating or drinking something, using a drug or a medicine regularly. So again, we have lived on. He lived on a diet of junk food. So he supported his life, his health, on a diet of junk food. The doctor put me on antibiotics. So the doctors put you on some medication. And the student seems to be on drugs. Okay, to be on something is you are using drugs. I could ask a question. If I think someone is using drugs, I could ask, what are you on? What are you on? That would mean, what kind of drugs are you taking? Immediately after something. All right, this one's a little advanced, but important. On driving home, I discovered they had gone. Okay, so on arriving home, I discovered they had gone. So this on could mean after arriving home. So, but we don't say after. Why don't we say after? Well, some people use on. On arriving home, I discovered they had gone. Another sentence. Please report to reception on arrival. So after you arrive, on arrival. There was a letter waiting for him on his return. So when he returned, after he returned. On their return, so after they returned, on their return, they discovered that their house had been broken into. Okay, this is a good one to practice for your homework. So I suggest this one is one of your sentences. Very common, used with technology, devices, digital media, as we're going forward in the future, we use on. So what's on TV? What's on TV tonight? We're going to use on. The program is on channel 4. We spoke on the phone. So TV, phone. This is technology. I wish there was more jazz on the radio. Radio is technology. The information is available on the internet. On the internet, technology. How much data can you store on the flash drive? So you have a flash drive or USB drive. On. We're going to use on. When's the movie coming out on DVD? When's the movie coming out on Netflix? We use on. I was really embarrassed the first time I saw myself on film. We're so happy we captured our daughter's first steps on camera. And on camera, let's put that a little blue. Those on camera goes together really well. I don't like to be on camera. Although I'm on camera right now, I don't like it. So technology devices, we're going to use on. Used to show what causes pain or injury as a result of being touched. Something hit you. So I hit my elbow. Where? On the shelf. Boom. As I was standing up. Be careful not to cut yourself on that knife. He had been hit on the head. So something hits you, causing pain, some sort of injury on the head. I got hurt on the elbow, on the head. Don't you cut yourself on the knife. All right, relating to something, about something. Excuse me. So I bought a book on pregnancy. Very common usage. This would be a good one to practice in your homework. So this on would mean it's related. The book is related to pregnancy, or it is about pregnancy. I bought a book on pregnancy. Her talk is on Italian women's literature. So what is her talk about? It's about Italian women's literature. It's on that. The minister has refused to comment on the allegations. So the minister, some politician, he refused to comment on the allegations. Allegations, that means somebody said something about him, like he's a bad guy, he's a criminal. And he refused to comment on, a comment about the allegations. Criticism has no effect on him. Do the police have anything on you? This is a really common one. Do the police have anything on you? Do they have anything connected to you? So, do they have any crime connected to you? That would be the meaning of this. Do the police have anything on you? Can they arrest you for anything? So do they have any evidence? Do they have any information that they could put you in jail? So do they have anything on you? No, they have nothing on me. Her latest movie is based on a book. Actually, I'm going to make this one blue because based on always goes together. Is the movie based on a book? So is that movie connected? Was there a book first and then they used the book material to make the movie? And that story is based on fact. So it's a true story. It's based on fact. That means it's all real. Maybe you can hear some traffic noise outside my window. Used to show responsibility. This is strong collocation. We're relying on you. Relying on. That collocation is very strong. We rely on someone. I might come. It depends on Andrew. So it's up to Andrew. What's Andrew doing? It's up to him. If he's coming, I will come. It depends on him. Most children remain dependent on their parents while they're at university. They depend, they rely on, depend on. All right, they have some connections and some responsibility. The parents have the responsibility to the children. I have responsibility to this group. Make sure you use rely on, depend on. That's strong collocation. Used to show when someone is a member of a group or organization. Have you ever served on a jury? Have you ever served on a ship? There are no women on the committee. So there are no women member of that committee. How many people are on your staff? How many people do you employ? She's a researcher on a woman's magazine. So she's a member of that research group. So all of these, are you a member of that group? All right, we're going to get more into adverbs, phrasal verbs. On your body or someone's body. It's very cold, so put a coat on. All right, so put on. Put on a jacket, put on a coat, put on a shirt, put on pants, put on glasses, put on a hat, put on, to put something on your body. Very important. I'm sure most of you already know put on. She wanders around the house with nothing on. Nothing on means naked. There's nothing on. Can you remember what he had on? What was he wearing? What did he have on his body? I tried on a few jackets, but none of them looked nice. Okay, so you try on things. I tried on the hat. I didn't like it. I didn't buy it. Covering the surface of something or connected to something. So screw on. Phrasal verb here. Screw the lid on. Screw on. So when you have some container and a lid, you screw, which is turn, on tightly. And the opposite is screw off. But we're not talking about off. We're talking about on. Screw on. Screw the lid on tightly. And surgeons manage to sew the finger back on. So sew on. Actually, I'm going to sew back on. The finger was cut and they could sew it with stitches back on. Sew back on. Connect it back to the body. Used to show when something is started or given power. So very common. Turn on the light. Turn on, turn off the light. You're giving power to the lights. Turn on the light. Turn on your phone. Turn on the computer. Could you switch on the radio? Again, for technology, we could use switch on for the radio, switch on for the TV. We could even use that for the lights. Can you switch on the lights? Would you turn the TV on? My computer won't turn on. So all this technology, we use turn on or switch on. Continuing or not stopping. If her phone's busy, keep on trying. So continue to try. Keep on trying. Stop talking and get on with your work. All right. So I'm the boss of a company. My employees are talking. I would say stop talking. Get on with your work. So continue. Don't stop. Continue with your work. Get on with your work. If Anna would just hang on a little longer, she would definitely get the promotion. So hang on here. Wait. If Anna would wait a little longer. Hang on, very common to mean wait. Hang on. The noise just went on and on. A good expression to use when something is just continuing. The dogs were barking on and on all last night. So the noise just went on, and I thought it would never stop. On and on, continuing. Performing. Hurry up with the makeup. I am on in 10 minutes. I am on. So this could be I'm performing a play or I'm on TV. I'm going to be in front of an audience very soon. I am on in 10 minutes. So I'm going to start to perform in 10 minutes. The audience cheered as the band came on to the stage to perform. So you come on to perform. Continuing forward in time or space. So time expressions. They never spoke to each other from that day on. Good phrase. From that day on. Forever. So from that day, they never spoke to each other. From that day on. That on means continuing forever. What are you doing later on? So you could just say, what are you doing later? But some native speakers will add on. What are you doing later on? When you're done with it, would you pass it on to Paul? Would you pass it on? Will you continue to pass it to someone else? Pass it on. Move on, please, and let the ambulance through. So move on, move away. Continue moving away. Go away. Move on, please. You cycle on, and I'll meet you there. All right, so maybe I'm riding my bicycle with my friend, and my bicycle has some problem. I have to stop, and I would say to my friend, cycle on. Continue to cycle, as a bicycle as a verb, cycle. Continue to cycle on. I'll meet you there at our destination. Happening or planned. Is the party still on for tomorrow? Is the party still on? Is the party still happening for tomorrow? Is it still on? I'm busy tomorrow, but I've got nothing on the day after. So I'm busy tomorrow, but I've got nothing happening the day after. I have nothing planned the day after. So we would say, I've got nothing on. I've got nothing on, nothing planned. I've got a lot on at the moment. So I've got a lot happening in my life. I got a lot of things planned. I've got a lot on at the moment. So that would mean I'm busy. Food had to be rationed. So ration, controlled when the war was on. So when the war, let's say World War II, when the war was on, when the war was happening, they had to ration food. They had to control the amount of food they ate every day. There wasn't much food. Are there any good movies on this week? So are there any good movies at the movie theater this week? All right, this would be another good one to use in your homework. All right, more collocations and phrasal verbs with on. We'll go a little quicker now. Work on. I'm working on a new book. So I'm working. What kind of work? On a new book. Run on means to operate or function. Does this radio run on batteries? So does it operate on batteries? Does it need batteries? Does it run on batteries? Improve on. Notice they're all blue purple. Strong connection with these expressions. After months of study, I improved on my original score. So let's talk about English. You had a score, your original score, you studied, you improved on. So you increased the level of that score. Go dead on, no more power. So the phone suddenly went dead on me. No more power. It went dead on me. My computer is dead on me. No power. Broke down on. Their car broke down on them on the way home. This is a different on. Their journey on the way home, but the car broke down on them. So no, it was broken. On fire. I'm sure you already know this. He accidentally set his bed on fire. So, of course, on fire means it's burning. On the increase, on the decrease. Crime is on the increase again. It is on the decrease. Of course, you could say crime is increasing again, but we should use, if we could use it this way, on the increase. On loan, borrowed. The book is currently on loan. Oh, why is this purple? This should be blue. On loan. It's on loan. The book is on loan. I go to the car rental. Do you have a Lamborghini I can rent? And they might say, well, it's already rented or it's already on loan, something like that. On someone's advice means you follow someone's advice. On their advice, let's put a comma there. There should be a comma. On their advice, I applied for the job. So I followed their advice and I applied for the job. On their advice, I applied for the job. On the menu. What's on the menu tonight? So this would mean, what are we eating? So I ask, not me, but someone asks their wife, what's on the menu tonight? They're not looking at a menu. They're just asking, what are we eating tonight? So this would be a very common idiom. What are we eating? What's on the menu tonight? And a reply, chicken. We're eating chicken. Now, we saw turn on earlier, to turn on the light, to give it power. Turn on, phrasal verb, so it has other meanings. This turn on would mean betray someone. He turned on us. He betrayed us. He turned his back on us. He doesn't support us anymore. He's betraying us. Attack on something. This policy is a direct attack on, the topic here is women's rights. It's an attack on you. It's an attack on me. It's an attack on something. Hard on means strict. He's hard on his kids. So he's very strict with his kids. Many rules. Go easy on. Don't use too much. Go easy on the ketchup. So you're at the hamburger place. You tell the server, go easy, or the cook, go easy on the ketchup. So don't use too much ketchup. Don't use too much. Go easy on the ketchup. Go easy on the mustard. Don't use too much. A ban on something you don't allow officially. So this is like a law by the government or the police. It's a ban. So let's vote for a ban on smoking. So we want to stop smoking. Let's vote for a ban on smoking. Blame something on. The average voter will blame the slow economy on the government. We blame something on somebody or something. Let's blame it on the government. So you put the blame on someone. Who did it? I'm going to put the blame on him. I blame him. Comment on. We saw this before. The judge instructed the jurors not to comment on the case. So don't talk about the case. You don't comment. Concentrate on. Right now, I'm trying to concentrate on my studies. You concentrate on a topic. So we will have it later, but you focus on. Cut back on. Very common. You decrease something. If we cut back on spending, if we decrease spending, we could buy a house in a few years. So cut back on. You could also use that, not just about money, but food. I need to cut back on junk food. I need to decrease eating junk food. Decide on. Have you decided on a venue for your wedding? The venue, what kind of place? Have you decided on some issue? Here we had concentrate on, now we have focus on. We believe there should be a greater focus on foreign languages in our high schools. So a greater focus on this topic. Insist on. Our grandfather always insisted on doing home repairs by himself. So he insists, means he demands that he does it. He is stubborn. He will not change his mind. He insists on doing something. On a date, Tika, there we go. I'm using one of my group members, isn't going to answer her phone. She's on a date right now. She's on a date. That's what she's doing right now. On a list, you can be on a list. I have about a dozen things on my to-do list. So what do I need to do today? I put everything on the list. On a mission. Our team is on a mission to defend our championship title. So you are on a mission. On a team. I'm on a soccer team with some friends from work. On average is usually. On average, so this is a math word, on average. If we took the entire group of something, what is the average or usual frequency or rate of something? So on average, college graduates earn much more than people without a university degree, on average. So we could begin that sentence with on average. It could be used in the middle too. On behalf, do something for someone officially, so legally. So Ms. Torres asked me to thank you on her behalf. So Ms. Torres is probably someone very important, very busy person, maybe an actress or CEO, and they asked me officially to thank you on her behalf. So I'm doing it on her behalf, for her. On board. Right now, there are 7 passengers on board the ship. On board. So on the ship. On board the ship. We would use that expression. On defense, on offense. Some basketball players don't try as hard on defense as they do on offense. So in this case, on defense, in sports, they're protecting their goalie, and on offense, they're trying to score. On display, you are showing something. Many doctors put their medical degrees on display. So if you go into the doctor's office and you check their wall, they will have their medical degrees on display. If you go into a shop, they usually have the new product on display. They are showing it. On duty, that's your working time. The security guard is on duty tonight. And of course, the opposite would be off duty. So usually we use this on duty: policemen, firemen, security guards, people working those kind of jobs. Also, like plumbers, somehow helping people. They are on duty or off duty. Teachers, no, I wouldn't say I'm on duty or off duty. Teachers or office workers, we don't usually use on duty. It's policemen, firemen, people helping, security guards. On good terms, on bad terms. Jack says he's on pretty good terms with his ex. That could be ex-wife, ex-girlfriend, I don't know. But Jack says he's on good terms, pretty good terms. So they have a good relationship. On bad terms, we have a bad relationship. And for especially writing, on the one hand, on the other hand. On the one hand, on the other hand. On the one hand, a college education will help you find a good paying job. On the other hand, college tuition is incredibly expensive and you'll likely be in debt for years. So on the one hand, we have this idea, but on the other hand, we have a kind of opposite idea. Or we have a good idea and a negative idea, a positive idea, a negative idea. On pace. I'm on pace to read over 50 books this year. So we're imagining 1 year and 50 books. Let's say I'm reading the first month. I read 4 books. How many? 5 books. Let's say 5 books. So the first month I read 5 books. The second month I read 5 books. Okay. Although there's only 2 months, I could say I'm on pace to read over 50 books this year. So 5 books, and we can guess the rest of the year, if I continue this pace, then I would read over 50 books this year. This is a good one to use in your homework too. On purpose is intentional. You want to do this. Don't yell at me. I didn't break the vase on purpose. So they broke some vase. Someone was yelling at them. Why did you break the vase? And they say, don't yell at me. I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't plan it. It was an accident. So yeah, on purpose means intentional. Opposite word, accidental. So he didn't break it on purpose. It was an accident. Here we go. Everyone's favorite collocation: on sale, discount price. Magic words you like to hear: on sale. Okay, you can save money at the grocery store by only buying what is on sale. On someone's side, you support someone. You don't have to convince me. I'm on your side. So I support you. I'm on your side. I'm on your team. I support you. On strike, stop working to improve a contract. School teachers recently went on strike in Los Angeles. So they stopped working because they want to improve their contract, their working conditions. So they go on strike. They stand in front of the schools and they have signs. Here's a great idiom, very good idiom to use: on the fence, which means you're undecided. Many voters are still on the fence about who to vote for. They are undecided. Or here's a good one. Use this in your homework too. On the verge of, which means almost. Caitlin seemed on the verge of tears. On the verge of. She's not crying. Very, very close. Almost. On the verge of. Very close. On tour. When does Justin Bieber go on tour again? Justin Bieber, who is from Canada, same as me. Not many people know that. And not many people, well, many people know Justin Bieber, but some of you might not know who Justin Bieber is. He's a Canadian singer. You go on tour. So on a concert tour, on a book tour, on tour. On track kind of means you're going the right way. We're on track to have our most profitable year ever. So we're going that way. It looks like it. We're on track. It's going to happen. Restrictions on. These are limits. Are there many restrictions on imports in your country? Are there many limits to the imports in your country? Restrictions on. We saw this a few times, and I'm just going to bring it up again. You vote on something. The students will vote on a class president. And we saw some of this earlier, but I'm going to bring it up again. On the way, you are in transit. In transit means you're going. You're going, or you're coming. So my package is on the way. So I am, this can mean I have sent a package, or I got a package delivered to me. It's on the way. It's on the way. It's in transit. Kevin is on his way to my house. He's on the way. He's coming. He's on the way. On principle. A principle is something you deeply believe. So some sort of topic or issue, you deeply believe that you in this principle, in this value, and you cannot go against it. You cannot do the opposite of that belief. So she didn't eat meat on principle. So her principles, her values, maybe she's a vegetarian. She doesn't want to kill animals. She doesn't want to hurt animals. That's her beliefs. Those are her values. So she didn't eat meat, and the reason for that is on principle. She deeply believes that we shouldn't eat meat. Good expression. We saw this earlier, but I wanted to point out again. Hang on, so common for wait. Hang on. Hang on. Just wait. Please hang on. I'm coming as fast as I can. Hang on. Run on sentences. Sentences that are too long. When you write an essay, be sure not to have any run-on sentences. So if your sentence is one line, okay, 2 lines, okay, 3 lines, 4 lines, 5 lines, that's 3, 4, 5 lines of a sentence. It's a run-on sentence. It's too long. It's too long. All right, and we're getting close to the end. We're on the verge of ending. On time versus in time. Can be confusing. Think of on time as the opposite of late. Well, the true opposite of late is early, but also we can think of it as on time. I submitted my homework on time, which means not late. Not late. In time means you didn't miss your chance to do something. I submitted my application in time. So there might have been, you have a deadline, and you were just not late. You got it in time. Nothing to worry about. We don't want to say early, just before the deadline. You didn't miss the chance. You got it in time. All right. Oh, here we are at the end. How long? Okay. I think this was shorter than the in video. If you're still watching now, you must really appreciate this video and love me because this is a long video. Anyway, thank you so much for watching till the end here. Some of you are just going to skip to the end just to see the homework. I know what you do. Here's the homework. Write 10 sentences using on. You, among over these 100 usages of on, choose 10 that you thought were difficult. Write that in the comments section. Just make 10 sentences. I will check and give you feedback. Good deal. Always check your grammar and spelling. I suggest you use a program like Google Docs. That's what I'm using right now. It helps me with everything. To make this large file, I need Google Docs to tell me where I make spelling mistakes and grammar mistakes. So I suggest for your homework, you write out the 10 sentences in Google Docs or MS Word, because I do not want you to post grammar, spelling mistakes. If you have a spelling mistake, I won't even check it if there's a spelling mistake. Try to write about yourself using on. Be sincere and serious about your homework. I have taken an hour. I've taken an hour, almost an hour, to make this video. Before this video, I spent hours collecting all these ways to say on and editing this. This is hours and hours of work for me. You can spend the proper amount of time to watch the video, learn, practice, be serious. Post your homework in the comments section, not in the WhatsApp group. And if you want to practice pronunciation, the WhatsApp group is a good place. You can find the links below this video. All right, that's the end of this video. Wow. I think I survived better this video than the in video. I am losing my voice, but I had fun doing it. So I hope you appreciate it, and I hope you do the homework. And I'm going to end the video here. So thanks for watching, and do your